Yes, streams as in plural. Let's get into it. Hello, my name is Ting and I'm a part-time digital artist based in California. And for the past 5 years, I got a whole range of opportunities I didn't think I would get. I started digital art back in 2020, and that's where I started Chub Cat Art. I started posting uplifting cat art on Instagram, and now it's evolved to so much bigger than I thought in terms of being able to network with other people, collaborate, do commissions. So I'm very grateful for all the opportunities I received. So 5 years in the making, I've been able to start passively making some income, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. While I don't have a huge social media following, I think I have about 1,000 on YouTube, 1,000 on Pinterest, and a little under 900 on Instagram. I have been able to build some passive income streams, and I want to share what those are. These are passive income streams from your art, not through affiliate marketing, ads, anything like that. It's purely from your art, and I hope that this video gives you some hope and inspiration that it can be done even if you are working part-time or doing this as a side hustle. It is possible to gain some income. Some of my passive income streams may not be traditional, but I kind of want to share so that way it gives you some ideas or some opportunities that you didn't think of that could be possible for you and your art. One housekeeping item I want to bring up is that this is not some get rich quick kind of scheme. There is a lot of hard work of making your art, setting up some systems in place before you actually make passive income. And even if it does become passive, there is some level of maintenance that you will need to do, whether it's regular upkeep, monitoring, things like that, just depending on the type of setup you've created. So be aware of that. But the whole beauty and idea of a passive income stream is that you can make money while you sleep, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that. So I will share a couple of passive income streams that I've managed to build over the past couple years, and I'm going to share which one does bring in income consistently, and I will share how much on a rough average I get from all this at the end of the video. So stay tuned until then. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one that I didn't really expect are my puzzle commission sales. And I'll explain what that means because it's kind of an overload of a statement. To give you some background, I collaborated with a local puzzle company as well as a local rescue shelter, and we created a puzzle together where I did the illustrations, and so I get regular commissions from online sales through that. I didn't know this, but I believe that there's a very huge puzzle community that are very into puzzles, along with people who love puzzles casually or people who love to give puzzles as a gift. So I've been making pretty consistent sales every month regards to puzzle commission sales, which has been very interesting. I didn't expect it to be regular passive income of mine. One thought would be to partner up with a local group, organization, support a good cause, or making art in that capacity, because I believe you can reach out to a very niche group of audience that you didn't expect. That has been really interesting and fun because I've been getting followers who are very into puzzles, which is great. I didn't know that there was such a niche community in that regard. So if you can find a way to collaborate with an organization that might help leverage, your exposure to your local community. And as a quick side tangent, because I get asked a lot of this question, is how this puzzle collab came to be. It was due to a series of very fortunate circumstances where I was a vendor at a market event for the very first time. Oakland Puzzle Company was also vending there as well. We just talked to each other during that event right before it started, and then follow each other on social media, and that was that. So a year later, that's when they reached back out to me saying that they want to be the artist for the Cat Town illustration because Cat Town also contacted them a year prior wanting for Oakland Puzzle Company to create a puzzle for them. But at the time, Oakland Puzzle Company was so busy with demands and puzzle orders that they couldn't start the collab. Essentially, all the stars aligned where all three of us were able to collaborate with each other this year and start the puzzle illustration, and that's how a puzzle came to be back in July. So very fortunate series of circumstances that occurred, and I'm always doubting myself if I was the actual right person to do the job, but I believe the owner of Oakland Puzzle Company is very happy, as well as the people at Cat Town. So I'm very fortunate to be part of that experience. And I'm also very happy that many people who bought the puzzle, who support the effort, are very happy with the illustration. It took a lot of time and hours, more than I should, to create the puzzle art, but it was very rewarding to do it. In essence, the benefit of those hours of waking up at 5 in the morning, working in the puzzle art on my iPad and Procreate during lunch hours at work, it really paid off in the end because now I get passive income stream from it. This is a very interesting way to get a commission. I'm hoping that this gives you an idea of what could be possible for you and your art. My second passive income stream is through sales from a local gift shop where I have my stationery at a local shop in downtown Niles in Fremont. I sell my art prints, my stickers, my greeting cards, along with my puzzle and my book there. That's been generating sales on a regular basis, and it's been pretty consistent. The only thing is that there is a rental fee that I have to pay, but it's pretty low, so I think it's worth placing my art in a physical location where I don't have to manage it. All I have to do is supply the art, make sure it's packaged, make sure to add inventory when it's low. So that's just the regular maintenance I have to do. But in essence, someone else is there to help keep track of my sales and whatnot. So this could be another way where you can have your art at a physical location, hopefully at a low price. I think you just have to weigh your finances, and you can start placing your art at a retail store or a local shop first and see how that goes and see if you can make enough sales. So the second option can be placing your art at a physical location and having someone manage your inventory and sales so you don't have to physically be there all the time. I recommend finding a store that has a very low rental fee. If possible, I don't know the rates nowadays, but mine is pretty low, so that's been great to help me keep most of the sales I get through their shop. The next two are passive income streams, but they don't consistently make money, but I'll just share them anyway because they're there and they do bring in some income on a very occasional basis. The third one is having my children's book on Amazon. It's published through KDP. I can go over all that process in the next video because that's a beast in itself. But I have a children's book up on Amazon, and they print and ship to whoever buys it on Amazon. The one downside is that you don't get as much when they do it that way, but at least someone is there to package it for you, ship it out, deal with the returns and everything. I do want to mention that it did take a lot of time to make the children's book. I did all the illustrations. It's about 32 full pages, including filler pages, cover, back cover, all that stuff, as well as getting a book editor to take a look at our book and help make revisions to the text. It was a very long process. It was about 2 years in the making. And part of it was also because we both work full time, me and my co-author, and just squeezing it all in with between our work, our personal lives, just made the project about a 2-year process. But now that we have it now on Amazon, so it's there and we get some sales from it occasionally. What I find works better is that if you can buy author copies first and buy in like a bulk purchase, then you sell it at a market as a vendor or even do book readings and sell through that way, you can get more bang for your buck. That's my suggestion if you do want to do the whole children's book publishing. There are ways where you can get a little bit more income instead of directly through Amazon. This is the third passive income stream that doesn't bring in that much, but it occasionally does. So I thought I'd bring it up just because you'd be curious about, what kind of products could be sold on Amazon. I find that you can also sell like different things on Amazon, like a coloring book or even like a planner, things like that. As long as you can make it with your own art, I think it'd be a good way to put it on Amazon. That way you don't have to print it yourself. You can let Amazon handle all the shipping and whatnot. But this is just a thought. And if it's something that doesn't vibe with you, then that's okay. Well, we can move on to the next one. So the last one is a digital product on Etsy or on your website. To backtrack, I created a digital brush on Procreate because I didn't find that this brush was on the Procreate default brush list, and I liked using this because this is a solid brush. It's kind of like the hard brush on Photoshop, but I made this custom brush to create very crisp illustrations and lines. And because it helped me so much with a lot of my art, I decided to put this brush set up on my Etsy store, and I've been getting very consistent sales from this digital brush set. And the great thing about it is that it is a digital brush. It's already been made, and I just post it as a digital product on Etsy, and when someone purchases it, they get to download the brush set and easily load that into their Procreate. So I don't have to do anything. And that's just one way you can set a digital product even on your website or Etsy. It's much more ideal if you can find like a gap that you can fill with a digital product, like a template or something that people actually need and they don't have access to. Consider creating something that's digital for other people to look into or buy. I know it's a little bit of a stray from art and creating something digital, but this is kind of like a bonus passive income stream. If you have time, if you find something that you really need and you made it yourself and figure that other people would need it as well, then hey, just go for it and post it there and just see what clicks. I was surprised that people actually did buy it, and there's been some consistent income through that, and I still have it up to this day, and people still buy it occasionally. I think one person asked about it on YouTube recently. This could be another fourth bonus option if you had time, you had something that you want to help others with. This could be another way you can get passive income. And that's a wrap for all four. Let me just share how much I actually made from all the four here on a anticipated year, because it's not been a full year yet, but based on the last 6 months and the sales I've gotten, I'm anticipating about $800 to $1,000 for the whole year from just these passive income streams. It might seem low, but I'm doing this part-time, so it's a win to me to get a little bit of extra income on the side. Again, this is just a little sneak peek on how much I get. It might not be representative of, however other artists are getting. I want to caveat by saying that this does not include income from my active activities, including being a vendor at a local market or doing art commissions, so it excludes all of that. And I also want to mention that this does not account for expenses like, again, the shop rental fee if you do decide to put your stationery art or products into a local store, and also all the other fees on Etsy or on your website. This does not account for expenses, so kind of weigh those financial decisions and see what works best for you. And the whole point of this is to try to make art by humans and spread that all over the world and keep making good art, keep being creative. The world needs more of us, which is why I'm sharing this. I hope you do get to learn some things here today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.